Alright, back into it. We've done a bunch of reading in the last episode. Just to kind of whet our appetite with the flower language. It's very high influence for me of this game. We have learned a bit more of what we need to be doing. So now we're almost about ready to head out. I think, though, before we do we... I think we're pretty good. Okay. Now, how do I go? How do I get onto Z? Okay, is that... Okay. So, square button. Okay, we'll stack docks for London. So first we're going to be heading off to the tomb colonies. Okay, it's dock. Battle. How do I go faster? Hunter C. That pauses me. It sends out my bat. Discovered Bad Stevens Abyss. 50 fragments. What else did I have? Hunter's Keep. Oh, wait, there's also... Okay, so that's up there. How do I go faster? Can I go faster? Marwena's Rocks. Something underwater, some distance northeast. Northeast, you say? Far from home. Light ship. A clear, bright beam warms the way. It's clear, bright beam. Speak to the crew. They long for news of home. Tea beneath the light. In the bleaching glare of the lens, among the smells of oil and metal, you sip tea and chat. The Z's terror recedes. You now have one Z story. Strange truths are told from the waves and what lies beneath, but lies are even stranger. Purchase fuel. Oh, we're good on fuel. Okay, full power, I hold down. Where your engine will occasionally explode. How do I not do full power? The low burnet. Oh, okay, so full power is just a little boost. At the crew. Hunter's Keep, a quiet isle, grand old house. Hump of dark rock, swathed in mist, like 100 other Untersea islands. But there's a grand house, windows aglow, lawns impossibly green and lush in the false starlight. Raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock of the Z nudges the ship's sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. What do we want to do? Present yourself at the house. They will have heard your ship come in. Why hide? Walk the gardens. Take a couple of burly sailors with you, just in case. But the gardens are tranquil as moonlight. Reconnoiter Recounter the island. I know that's not what that says, but plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away from it in the folds of the grounds. Anything else? Spy on the house. This place may not be as simple as it seems. A modest challenge. Your veil is 75%. First, I'm going to recounter the island. Ships rarely come here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. Okay, we got our port report. Yeah, 75% chance for this one. I'm gonna be courteous, though. Knock and enter. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe, and the cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? Okay. You've been known to visit the 3 sisters. Okay. Acquaintance. Blue lightning crawls leisurely up the funnel. Saint Ermias dances. The cry goes up. Find a story when you next make port. Lunch on with the sisters. Do I want to talk to Cynthia? The eldest, melancholy, pensive, occasionally dramatic. Lucy, the middle sister, is sunny, restless, prone to giggles. Phoebe is soft-voiced, watchful, unpredictable. News. Talk to Phoebe. Here's a story. Phoebe has a story to tell of 2 lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dining room to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The undersea shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wooden chips between the islands. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There is a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there, you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. That's all for now. I'll find a story next week. I now have one memory of distant shores. At the university and in the tomb colonies, they'll pay well for stories of far lands. Okay. I've gained 1 supply. Got a fragment. Still at fragments unchanged. Scrap of lore. Currents. Your gods of the Zee storm's attention quality is now. An ancient anger knows you. Ooh. Not receiving villa sitters. Parlor is empty. Where are the sisters? The maid makes it clear through a series of unwelcoming growls that Phoebe, Lucy, and Cynthia are all free, indisposed. No lunch today, apparently. Okay, weird. So yeah, this is gonna just take a bit. Tomb colony should be up over here. Dust echoes even a sepia tint Pages 30, so clean. Logbook notifications. What a combat. Oh yeah. You encounter an opponent. The red arc shows the range of your deck gun. Keep the enemy at range while your crew works on firing solutions. This will happen faster than to keep entering a prowl light. Okay. Get that pirate steam pincer. You destroyed a pirate steam pinnace. The ship is yours. What will you do with her? Loot and scuttle her. She's a vile old vessel, and these Z's aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. Lean pickings. These pinnaces don't sail far from their hidden harbors, but here's something at the back of the hold. Find a cache of curiosities. What's inside? Bolt of fabric. Shake out a little and let it glimmer in the light. Parabelle linen. Parabelle is the serpent place behind the mirrors. Oh yeah, I went there once. Or someone made it that up. But in that case, where do they weave these sleek and ambery glittering cloth? Box of mystery. Alright. All clear. Discovered Davies Bay. Fenderblight in some distance to the north. Hold circle button to enter logbook notifications. Okay, so that's what that was. Mark it on your chart. Have a chart? What's my chart? Ah, okay, there's my map. I was like wondering. Okay. How's my supplies doing? Discovered Carissa's Point. So these are the tomb colonies. Where all the dead hang out. The air trembles. Breath of change passes. Discovered Hornman's Stag. You definitely need better engines. Alright, this is gonna keep popping up. Alright, vendor plate. Tanakchuk. I would go faster with the thing, but it might cause the engine to explode. Just smoke goes up the funnel. The trouble with tomb colonists. You've brought this decaying emigrant north. Now what? Days of shrooms and roses. The new tomb colonist surveys Venderbite, shaking her head. It won't do, she says. It won't do at all. Plan. I have no idea the place would be quite so unprepossessing. Perhaps we can liven it up a little yet. If only I knew a helpful Z captain. Bringing 10 units of mushroom wine to Venderbite. Perhaps they'll have something for you. Okay. 10. Okay. 10 to Venderbite. You should remember that. Few die and fall in London. They come here instead. Tomb colony of Enderbite. On deck, you can hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience, or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. Assist a specialized collector. A dapper gentleman lounges by a dry fountain, admiring a frost moth with a predatory gleam in his eyes. Would you help him find the quarry of a lifetime? Can't do that. A weak call for help. An emaciated man is slumped against a wall of the docks, sitting against a wall. Okay, sitting on a huge crate. He waves weakly at you. Can't do that. A dusty glass of wine. Venderbite is not the most promising place for shore leave. Too much decay. Too little light. Too many bandaged walking corpses. Few companions of easy virtue. No cinnamon. No recent newspapers. Very little pickled cave herring. Exploit Venderbite. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like swaged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. Something waits for you. That'll give us a port. Unorthodox technology. Sweeter scents draw you into a shop which sells candles, lilac, lavender, honey. You fall into a discussion of their manufacture with the shopkeeper. Yes, she says proudly, displaying her missing arm. We render ourselves to good end. Oh, don't look at like that. Our fats are of a finer quality than any other, and we grow tired of our bodies down here. Ugh. Tale terror, recall it, then light a candle, light another. Gain 1 terror, new total 4 wary. Terror of the wide Black Sea and things beyond. Produce this with shore leave. Got more fragments. That's all for now. Okay. Visit first curator. Z captains. The first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. It has been here much longer than London, like all the oldest tomb colonists. But even tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. Ooh. No more light. The obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. He opens the door. You step into near darkness. A pair of luminous lamplighter bees buzz in a latticed ivory tube. There is no other source of light. A bandaged shape, no larger than a child, lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. Listen to a whispered request. Z Captain, silk skin, not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors, 7 colors. Pay well. Ask about the Grand Sanatorium. One heard the name whispered here and in the arcades of Venderbite. Accept the commission. Thank you. This poor flesh thirsts for colors. Depart for now. Okay, let's see. 7 colors. Cosmogon, Iragio, Peliquin, Steward, as it list find them here and there across the wide Black Sea. Ask about the Grand Sanatorium. A long, low chuckling. Oh, Silkskin, you don't want to know. The chuckling becomes a cough. We don't die here below, not unless we go to Z. So we needed something else, somewhere to end. Accept the commission. No more words. It collapses, rustling, back onto the couch. Even the efforts of speaking seems to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks from the finger of light that reaches across the floor. Outside, the obsequious steward nods. The book. Yes, the book. He hands you a slim, illustrated volume. The curator is old as dust. We will all be grateful if you do it this one last favor. You now have one of the Neathbow. A book for children. One page is devoted to each of the colors of the Neath, which are not found on the surface. Turn to the curator with each of the 7 impossible colors in hand. The book's pages give you clues, but you'll need to seek far ports. You have one of this page of the Neathbow. Aposcion. Awakes Aposcion, the blue of memory and the brightest coral. Cosmogon. Sea lights Cosmogon, the color of remembered suns, the fecund, the fotid, the fungal, this flourish in glow of Cosmogon. Gant. G is lost in Gant, which remains when all other colors are eaten. Gant can be found where shadows are myriad. Irrigio. Irrigio. I is for Irrigio. No one remembers why. Irrigio colors the forgotten corners of home. Pelgian. P drowns in Pelgian, the color of the deepest sea. Someone has scrawled in the margins, beyond the gate there is a Z more sunless. Violent. V marks violent. When blood is shed in a spired place. Violent ink is employed for the most deepest, desperate treaties. Vyric. Behind your mirror, V names Vyric, the color of shallow sleep. Okay. I have to find all that. Okay, gather gossip. Who's plotting what out in the tomb colonies? Along the coasts of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues enough to keep your contact in London interested. Okay? Tomb colonists fill their idle hours with conspiracy. Some of the conspiracies are of interest in London. Provide what you have promised. Tomb colonists of Enderbyte have few pleasures remaining. Their new home is an echoing place of rare dust. Perhaps you can help a little. Could provide wine. Your fellow passenger awaits on the dock. They've brought friends, thirsty friends. Provide wine and join the celebration. Your former passenger and their friends would be delighted if you raise a glass with them. Well, I can't do that because I don't have any wine. Do you guys have shops? Cobwebbed harbors of antique stone. Arcade of size. Here the solemn bandaged merchants of the colonies trade old cold coins for brighter things. Okay. I think we're good with fuel. Actually, I'll buy 1 fuel. So I think we need that to get back. Hollow Temple. The image of a long snouted reptile god still stands in the temple, but now storytellers gather here. Memory of distant shores I could sell. Sell recent news. Vision of the surface far above the sun remains. Monstrous almanac, a stack of notebooks closely written in treasure ink. I'm going to keep my memory of distant shores for now. Carnal Lounge. Do you have tomb colonists? Drop them off here for payment. Well, I don't have any. Okay. Steam yacht. Vessel for diplomats, merchants, and wealthy spies. Oh, I didn't know that they had ships in other places. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Okay. Let's see anything here. Something a little to the north. I'm gonna go a little north and then kind of loop around to see if there's anything kind of in the further edge there. Either that or I'll skim the edge. I think I'll skim the edge. Just to have that one section mapped out. Go, Batty, go. Cancibus. That's what it was. Okay. Oh yeah, see that little swirl right there? That would be... Oh. Flock of bats. I could eat those. Little leathery corpses lie scattered across your deck. The rest of the swarm vanishes into the neathly dark. Gather up the corpses. They are succulent with stolen blood. Into the pot. Dispose of the corpses. Their mere touch leaves you shuddering. Okay, not an orthodox diet. Those little bones are troublesome. The flesh is a little gamey, but salt them well enough, and they're quite edible. Okay. Heading south. It's just good policy to send your little bat out. See if there's anything nearby as you're moving. Right now we are moving at a bit of a crawl, because our engine is not the strongest. Green glass and basalt, salt and silence. Oh, something's over there. I see we do have a 2 thing. How do I go faster? Hold on. Mark, you're up. Nice horn. Oh yeah, I have a horn. Power. No, it's... Oh, okay. There we go. That's what I need to do. Air trembles, breath change passes. Where is my terror? See my, I don't think it's that. How do I see my terror? Wary. Fear the white black sea. Okay, so can't really see it unless it's from this menu. Back. Home waters. Sailors dawdle at the railing, watching the lights of London. False star flares at the cavern roof directly above, flares and fades. An inspection by the Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of. The Ministry is here looking for those. You could do gentle discouragement if you had something. We would never dream of impeding their duty, but surely there are other more dangerous ships on the undersea. Nothing to hide. You shrug and invite them to search your ship as thoroughly as they would. I don't have any honey. Fickin red honey. Don't have any gifts of the Pirate King. They leave scuff marks on the new scrubbed decks and take great pleasure in tangling the riggings. They find nothing more dangerous than moldy ship's biscuit. Returning to London. The lights of London welcome you home. The story only appears when you've been to sea for a little while. Collect messages from the harbor master. Breath of sigh. A breath of relief. As soon as the gangplank touches the quail's side, terrors of deep sea lighten. Terrors of the sea walk taller, smile more readily. Dreams cling to you. Maybe I should only read things when they're open. Collect messages from the harbor master. All the clatter and song of the dockside. It soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? What's this? Let's see. Something underneath has changed. Another day, time the healer. Your time at sea will change you, and London. Someone wants to sign on. Okay. You have another day of free evening. Precious time away from the captain's duties. How will you spend it? You get one of these each time you return to London. The Rose Market bustles on Roser's Wharf. Who will be there today? A market for collectors and eccentrics throngs on Roser's Wharf. Alright, what do we got? Gotta check Roser's Wharf. The Rose Market caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic tastes and gumption to harass Z captains. According to the archaic rules of the market, you can only make one trade per visit. Choose wisely. People at Rose Market will pay above the usual price for specific goods. Alright. Escort some interested acquaintances to Rose Market. They hope to make a satisfying trade. Well, I should read these because they could also know what I'm wanting. Jovial contrarian is purchasing long boxes. His wheeled chair squeaks through the crowd. As all visitors to the Rose Market must. He carries a mirror. He's painted over the glass, though with the face of a bat. Okay, you need a Sulong box. Don't have that. Dauntless Temperance Campaigner is purchasing live specimens. She comes here to protest against the shadow puppet production of the honey harvest, but she's also known to buy caged specimens. Escort some interested acquaintances to Rose Market. They hope to make a satisfied trade. This will usher in a new day at the Rose Market and perhaps new buyers. Perhaps not. I think that's Therese said it. A little gift. Very fine evening to you, Captain. My what you might call mentor is very fond of adventurous sea captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call dispensation, on account he is so fond of sea captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray piled high with fuel and supplies. Accept the dispensation. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold, or come back later. It would be embarrassing to leave it on the dock. Inquire further. Who is this patron? What is the catch? Refuse too good to be true. An airy wave. He runs a very fine and very liberal establishment just across the river, which is much patronized by sailors and by men of wit and vigor. A public house. There's no obligation to speak of. My patron would hope only that you might remember him kindly, and I suppose that if the opportunity should arise for you to return his kindness, then I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. Okay. If you say public house, do you mean like a whorehouse? Yeah. I support our local sex workers. A courteous nod. Well, my patron hopes that you find these little gifts to your liking, and he expects that perhaps someday you might choose to call on him at the Medusa's Head. Should that day come, we will make you very welcome and give you any safe conduct what you might require. Good evening to you. He salutes and is gone. Got 10 fuel. Got some supplies. Accepted the proposal. A shadowy figure has made you an offer. You now have one, Menace's suspicion. Menace's suspicion. Oh, you rapscallion. This will increase your criminal activities, or have contact with rough sorts. The higher your suspicion, the more fiercely the excise will search your ship. Okay. Let's visit the university. Oh, yeah, quite impressed. Oh, yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh, yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He explains, teeth glinting. I've lost one secret. Root of all good. Twist of your tail. You are now Favor's antiquarian. You have combed the Z for stories and other treasures. Gain 1 page. Oh, hello. The alarming scholar. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least. A creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Probably her... Is it a her? Appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary. To keep his razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah, yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought to me? If you have any knowledge items that the scholar will buy, they'll appear below. A memory of distant shores, a piece of picturesque pilgrimage, a sea story, a tale of the deep, a searing enigma. It won't be safe with him, but it won't be safe with anyone. Distant shores? Wells of emotion. As the alarming scholar listens, tears well in the depths of those shining, or is it blazing, eyes. They overflow, splashing onto the desk bolter. Stop! She sobs at last. This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macaw of memories. I wish each individual tone recalled. Okay, I lost one memory. And I gained 10 echoes. Okay, I have a Z story. A difficult dictation. Thrilling. Let me hear every detail. First, I must find my fountain pen. Oh, how regrettable. It has a spider impaled on the nib. Excuse me. Let me... Good heavens, it's still alive. Pass me that volume of Gibbon. There we go. Do you have another pen? Lost one Z story. Straight out truth. Okay. Gained more echoes. My favors with Aquarian is up to 2. Oh, there's more. Dread surmise. I smell secrets, searing secrets. Share them with me. I am close to something. Okay. Offer the scholar an extraordinary implication. What a tantalizing crumb. Leave the university. You have business to attend to, and besides, the scholar keeps snapping her teeth like a mechanical trap. Okay. We visit the survey office. I thought I already did. No, I did. Okay. I got something for Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well. They are citizens of her enduring majesty, notionally. Okay. Some more echoes. And some fuel. Vanderblight. What have the nearly dead been up to then? Okay. And speak to higher authority. Gotta do 3 ports, unfortunately. Done. Into the foggy street. Turn up your collar. Hire more crew. Ooh, new recruit. Who waits your attention? New recruit. On later visits, different officers will sometimes be available. Someone wants to sign on. If there's more than one choice, you can choose one per visit. Engage an officer. Brisk campaigner. Hoy, you! You need a real physician, none of your surgeons. The brisk campaigner is a skilled doctor who increases hearts and irons. Age is Zailer. Let's get this one. What desperate desire have they led to sign on? Who cares? They're very keen, consequently they're cheap. Okay. Well, I spent my echoes, but now I have a new person. Welcome aboard. Don't have anywhere cleaner? Well, if I must do it myself, where can I find a mop? Okay, hello. She's marched with armies and cured generals. Don't annoy her. Cook, gunnery officer, chief engineer. Okay. Sign her. Very nice. Speak to you. Sit down there, Captain. I'll be with you in a moment. Increase your hearts. Oh, thank you. It's actually very interesting. Let me see what you can find. Something useful for you too. Spend a secret to improve your hearts. Invite her to dine with you. Light meal of sea lily soup, whale cheese, with a glass of surface cordial. Brisk campaigners' tastes are expensive. The mutter salt ensures the conversation waits until after dinner coffee. Okay, 1 second. My hearts are good. Pretty high. That... what's lacking? What is lacking? Mirrors is lacking. Right. Z. The navigator likes to talk about the Z. He has long opinions on its beauties, its dangers, its salinity, its depths, its contents, and the rest Every other sentence starts the Z. Z, Z, Z. After a while, you reach the point of semantic satiation. And the word Z means no more to you than the word zop. But you seem to have learned something. Gained 1 mirror. Detection, perception. Lost a secret. Very nice. Okay, we've got the alarming scholar. Let's read the morning papers. Okay, nothing new, but that will help. Let's decrease our terror. The rats keep you awake for nights, both they're muttering and skirmishing, but the bed is warm and the door has a lock. I now have 1 restful night. We don't really have any more money. Which means our hull is a little low, but we can fix that later. That's my echoes at a 4. Have anything to sell? I could sell this. Yeah. And let's go to the ship, not the shipyard, the, let's see here. Dry dock. Not enough, though. I think we're okay. We just need to do some more stuff. Alright. We're pretty full up. Let us set out back to sea. This time we're going to go south. Mutton Island should be right down here. Mutton Island, some distance at southeast. Oh, and we also have this thing. Megalops defeated. With a forlorn and wailing cry, the Megalops turns on its back, legs neatly folded. Its bluish blood spouts from its wounds. Its golden glow begins to dim. Dissect it for knowledge. Straightforward challenge. A crab full of conundrums. You set to work with your knives and acids. It is an undistinguished adolescent specimen, the megalops, of one of the deep Z crab species, but its eyes, normally vestigial in their troglodytic beasts, are large and rather beautiful. The golden glow is almost gone now, although sparks leap now and then your knife. Soft wind from the east. Possible scent of pine. Discovered Murray Straits. It's kind of foggy. Mutton Island, fires on the hillside. Once this simple fishing village was part of the London suburbs before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys. A lonely hill rises behind behind the town. A wandering parson. He glances nervously back to the cock and magpie, but his handshake is strong. Trinket the Cock and Magpie? There is one public house on the island. The Cock and Magpie is famed for its local cider, of course, and the seafood. Explore the shore, a little way along the shore. Pick up a wretched mog. Meow, meow. A yellow-eyed, mangy piebald thing winds around your ankles like a manacle chain. You've never seen a cat's mouth open that wide. Presumably, it's hungry. This is a mascot, one variety officer. I want a kitty, but I had to spend 3 things for it. Chat with the fishermen. They sail the sea around the island. They mend their nets by the harbor. They see all that happens here, but you'll need coin to open their mouths. What's my time at? Okay, I am reaching near end. I'll finish up on this island, and then I'll call it a day. Okay. Visit the hilltop above the town. There's not much wind on the Untersee, but Mutton Island suffers eerie gusts and buffets from an inexplicably local fragment of weather, and the air on the hilltops sometimes carries interesting scents. Passing, right? Toasting the wind. You stand on a cliff top, looking over the little village. Smoke from the chimney of the Cock and Magpie drifts straight upwards. As you watch, the smoke tilts. The sudden wind thins it to a pencil smudge, then nothing. The wind screams unexpectedly, like a god cut in half. What a noise. It must be the caves around the island channeling the air. At least, that's the most comforting explanation. Below you, the locals each take nips from a shared flask and make toasts toward the mainland. The wind is a southerly. Okay. Okay, so this is how I get a port report from here. Little ships and little secrets. Pirates plying the waves, smugglers at their work. Connaught ships putting in to resupply. Nothing dramatic, but enough to interest the Admiralty. Do you want a wretched mog, though? There's a kitty. What's that smell? It jumped down from your arms and disappears into the darkness of the ship. An hour later, 5 brutally executed rats are found on the foredeck. Alright, what's your thing? 1 hearts versus 2 iron. Definitely want that. Play with your ferret. Talk to this guy. I can't talk to it? Aw, why can't I interact with the cat? I want to interact with the cat. Boo. Alright. And let's get some drinks at the Cock and Magpie. Fresh rubbery lumps. Tonight they're serving rubber lumps the Mutton Island way. They make them down in London, but they're not the same. These are a little gristle, if gristle could be golden. Saltier than any decent food should be, but somehow you can't stop eating them. It's the well water, see, slurs a young man, who has been making friends with cider. Can't make proper rubbery lumps without a proper well, stands to reason. We look after the well here, treat it right. The drowned man looks after us. The landlord comes over, slaps the young fellow, and takes his cider away. Drowned man, you say? Gained 1 iron. Destroy increases damage to attacks do. I've gained a veil. Lost 50 echoes. Eek. see, do you have any shops here? Nope. Oh well. Jolly good. Alrighty. I think that's gonna have to end it there. When I dock. So I have to undock. And there we go. Save game. Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it for me. Oh, I love this game so much. Oh, search for burst language. Alright. Hope you're enjoying. And I will be exploring the sea a little bit later. Do this off and on. Just in my free time. Okay. Not that I have much free time. Probably just a little bit every night. Alright, hope you enjoy. And if you haven't, check out Fall in London. Online, it's free. If you like more of this kind of written stuff, there's a lot more of it. And the world and adventures you could go on in that game is pretty cool. You know, go mad, explore, what is it, Spit, the Labyrinth of Tigers, Miss Plenty's Carnival, the Bazaar. You know, first you gotta, you know, it opens like any good Skyrim game with you in a cell, but that's all I will say. Ugh. All right. I will see you guys later. Ciao, ciao.